Wonderful. Welcome back. We are live on our YouTube channel, and I believe that after the class, anyone can go back on our YouTube channel and continue learning. We do this so that the ones who are at work, who have not been available, can go back and learn what you have learned in the morning. And our morning sessions in English and at night, of course, as you know, we go through the same concept, but in Kinyarwanda and Kirundi version. So allow me to share my screen and we resume from where we stopped last time. Wonderful. Yes, my screen is on, and we are going on with our lesson. We are learning how to set the threads in our robot. And we have been learning, of course, two strategies. One, manually create, where we customize our threads. We change everything in robot depending on the plan every trader has and the budget. But we have also covered the smart create, where the setting is done by the system itself. You only manage your capital and choose a strategy you will use alone. But the part of the setting is covered by, is done, of course, by the system. So we say that you can choose what you can use, but mostly the ones who use Smart Create are the beginners and the ones who are not available for, of course, analyzing the market because they are, of course, dealing with other responsibilities, or they want, of course, passive trading. But on manual create, we said that it is for the ones who are professionals, who know the market trends, who know how to analyze the market, and they can, of course, create their own signals to trade on their own or to share to the team members the signals that they can trade. So we are diving into setting strategy or setting strategies that the LoyalQ users can understand how it is done. So currently we are working on manual create, where we learn terminologies that are in the setting parameters. So now we are using example of a coin just randomly, and the coin we have been using, we selected this one, of course, to show how settings are done. When you click on the coin, you remember that the system of LoyalQ gives you the risk warning that the crypto are very volatile. You have to trade with caution, and LoyalQ will not be responsible for any trading losses that you may incur. And of course, when you have understood this, you go on with I understand, because you know what you are doing. You click on I understand, and then you will go on, of course, to create the setting. But before I go to setting, we have seen that you first know that you have chosen the same coin with the same pair. For those who are using USDT pairs, you can check. To those who are using USDC pairs, you can check. And we said we know the current price of the coin. And here we have time frame area where you can choose the time frame you can trade, of course, in. And here we have the market trend. Of course, we see when market comes from down and it goes up, then it comes down. And here sometimes it can range or it goes up or down. So we will cover a lot, but our main purpose today is about setting strategy. You click on create here, And we said, or we have seen that our robot is a martingale bot, but we said it is 2-in-1 because it uses this martingale strategy, and it can use, of course, grid bot. And on this side of grid bot, it can use dollar cost averaging, allowing robot to buy separately and sell separately. But when we talk about this martingale, it can, of course, use this strategy to buy separately and sell in a whole, meaning that all the items in the form of margin calls you buy them separately, but when the market goes up, robot sells them at once, and it comes out of the market if you have chosen the one shot, which doesn't allow robot to buy again. When you finish this, you come on create, and we come to the main point of our topic, where we come to talk to our robot what it will do for us. We find it here on trade settings. When you click on trade settings, it brings us to our main topic today, known as manually create. How do you know that we are on manually create? You just come and see the small blue line which underlines this word manually create. When you see that blue line which underlines manual create, you will know that you are already on manual create. Then you start your parameters. So we have seen the templates, and here, when you saw template here, it shows you that you can change, you can, of course, choose a strategy that you have kept on your archive. RoyalQ has a strategy setting where you can keep your setting, and when you want to trade a coin, you don't need to do setting anymore. You can, of course, go where you have kept your strategy, and that time you choose it, it comes in, and you edit small things like first buying amount, and then you make it happen. So again, we can talk about strategy modes. We have a strategy mode which are mainly 3. One is the warehouse mode, as you can see, and there is an arrow which is here that when you click on it, it shows you 3 strategy modes. You click on it and you can see those 3 strategy modes as you can see them down here. One is warehouse mode, which is now selected as we can see it on top here. And the other is sub-bin mode, and the last one is sub-bin mode real-time settlement. You remember from the beginning, I told you that when you are trading using martingale bot, it allows a robot to buy separately and sell in a whole. It means that when you have selected here, when market comes down, robot will buy, but when market goes up, it will not sell, of course, when it has gone beyond 4 margin calls, but it sells at a go, or it sells all at the same time when you have selected the warehouse mode. But when you choose another one like sub-bin mode, this one, robot uses this strategy to use the profit you make to lower average price, closer to current price. And this time, robot buys separately, and when it goes beyond 4 margin calls, it can be, of course, selling the margin call from 5th one, but it doesn't show you the profit in the profit details. But it uses those the profit earned to lower the average price closer to current price, and when it closes position, it is when it will bring total profit to you and you receive it. Then when you use sub-bin mode real-time settlement, a robot can buy separately, but when it goes beyond 4 margin calls, I can show it. The first buying amount is the entry point, but when market comes down, it buys first margin call. When market goes, it buys the second margin call, the third margin call, and the fourth margin call. When it reaches here, this is for martingale, it will sell all of them at the same time. But when it buys the fifth margin call and sixth margin call and seventh margin call, and you have set, of course, you have used this sub-bin mode real-time settlement, robot will be selling this margin call independently. It will sell this margin call independently. It will sell this margin call independently. But when it comes here, it will sell all of these 4 plus buying amount at the same time. Then it closes position. Meaning that when the market comes down and it reaches the fourth margin call, you are already in floating loss. But when it is here, when the market returns, it will be selling this one independently, even if you are in a floating loss. When you are using one short, robot sells and comes out of the market when it sells all of these ones. But when it is working under 4 margin calls, selling each independently, it doesn't come out of the market because it has not closed the position. This is how we, of course, understand the strategy modes that are here. Of course, on this side, as you can see. Then, after understanding the above, we are coming to the lower ones, starting from first buy in amount. But I want to come back to the chat box and I check on students and I know if you understand. If you understand, please type 5 in chat box. If you have understood that one, that introduction, type 5, because I was doing review of what we have covered and we are learning to talk to our robot, how to instruct it to work for us. This is how we educate our community in RoyalQ. So now, let's go on. I have seen students have understood. Let's go on, starting with first buying amount. And remember, we are, of course, talking about manually create, how you set your trades. And this time, you are the one who analyzes the market, or you have been given a signal from leaders who analyze the market. Then you come for setting. When you have been given a signal, you follow the instructions from the signal. But when you are the one who have analyzed the market yourself, you follow the analysis you have done on a coin. Then after that, after analyzing or after receiving a signal from the ones who have analyzed the market, you come to do setting. So you have $100, for example, as we said, as we are learning, of course, from this. You are the one to determine how much money will you begin with to start trading. And there are many people who have been asking, if I have $100, how much can I be making every day? We tell them that that answer is not answered in that kind of way. It depends on how much you have put in the market. Do you put all $100 in the market at the same time? A good trader doesn't do that. The one who doesn't understand crypto market, he puts it. Remember, we don't control market. We don't control market. Excuse me. That's why, since you, excuse me, since you don't control market, you start with small. Because when you enter in the market may come down against you and it goes in a negative. So when it goes in negative, it means the price are very cheap. You better start with small so that when market goes down, you benefit from buying the big quantity. I will beg your pardon. I was not feeling well. So now, I think now everything is okay. So when it happens like this with your $100, you can, it is too small capital. And since it is too small capital, you choose small amount of money to begin with so that you remain with the bigger amount of reserve capital that will be used to buy more quantity when market comes down. That is the logic. Do you understand this? If you understand this, please go in the chat box and type yes. If you have understood this, the logic of using small capital to enter in the market, and then you remain with the bigger amount, reserving it to buy more quantity when market goes against you. Type yes if you have understood the logic. Yes, I can see students have understood the logic. Don't bring all your money and you put it in the first buying amount, because when the market goes against you, you have put $100 and you remain with zero. When you click telling robot start, it will pick 100 and you remain with zero. What if market comes down here? The price is very cheap, and when robot reaches there, there is no money in your wallet to buy. Market comes down again, there is no money to buy. Instead, the other 100 you have put in from the beginning is losing value when the market is going down. Do you get the logic here? The reasons to why, again, if you understood it again on the second point, type OK. Type OK. The logic behind. The logic behind. So if you know this, you can even use robot alone to trade, even if you have not done analysis. As long as you understand how to do setting properly, you can even use setting alone to trade without doing analysis. And this time, if you know the setting properly, you can even make more money than the one who has done analysis. Why? The one who has done analysis has analyzed very well, but market has gone against him and he has done wrong setting. He will go in the floating loss even if he has done analysis. There are some people who are learning analysis and they don't learn setting very well. He has analyzed, and when he comes in the setting, he enters the data in the robot in the wrong way. When he does it, he can overfloat when he has done the analysis in a good way. Because of what? Because the market is controlled by the buyers and sellers, and it is changing anyhow. That can, of course, make movement of market to move in the opposite direction from what you have done analysis about. So when it comes in this way, you will see that you are in a floating loss. That's why we use margin call as a weapon to protect our capital. And I think you have received the document in Kinyarwanda that our leader and teacher, Mr. Leek, has given you, that we are using margin call as a weapon that can protect our capital in the market we don't control. So the logic is use small money. And if you have 100, because trading, of course, we can use $5. That's minimum. There is no problem. Use $5 and remain with 95. Remain with $95. And when you are doing this, you are doing proper planning and budgeting in your trades. You are not greedy. You don't need quick money. Your emotions are not telling you quick money, but your emotions, your professionalism is now guiding you to trade because you have gone beyond emotions to get quick rich. When you have put $5 as first buying amount and you remain with the reserve of $95, you will be able to buy more quantity when the market goes down against you. That's why the system has now put a margin call limit, which means number of times your reserve capital can be used to buy when the market goes down at the range of $5 as first buying amount. If we use $5 to keep buying when the market comes down, how many times will I be able to buy so that this money can be finished? If I decide to keep using $5 to buy when the market comes down, how many times will I be able to buy so that my reserve capital can get finished? Let me go in the chat box and I see. Let me go in the chat box and I see the answer. How many times will I be able to buy when the market comes down? According to reserve capital that I remained with. Someone chat box, can you put how many times can I buy? I remain with $95, and if I use 5 to buy, how many times will I be able to buy? We are learning how to talk to our robot and how we give it instructions work for us. Anyone in the chat box who can give us the answer? Wonderful, wonderful, amazing student has given us number of times. Yes, I will remain with 19 times to buy, and this time I will be able to enjoy the market. I will remain with 19 times to buy. So what does it mean? Margin call limit means the number of times I can be able to continue to buy when the market comes down from the reserve capital I remained with when I have subtracted the first buying amount from that capital. And I have decided to use $5 to buy. So now let me make it again in another way so that people can understand. If someone decides to use $10 as first buying amount, if someone decides to use $5 as first buying amount, oh, my pen is jamming now. Just a moment, I come back. I will share again because I see the pen is as jammed. And we go on. Wonderful, wonderful. What if someone decides to use $10 and he has $100 as a capital, and the first buying amount he decides to use $10? How many times will he be able to buy, because he remains with 90 because he has used $10? How many times will he be able to buy when he uses 10 as first buying amount? Let us go in the chat box and we see, yes, students. How many? How many? Yes. He will be able to buy 9 times. 9 times. And remember, the one who is buying 9 times and the other one who will buy 19 times. So let me come back and we understand it very well. Let me come back and we understand it very well. We are learning how our robot works. If someone uses 5 and he remains with 19 times to buy, and the other one uses 10, he remains with 9 times to buy. Who will buy more quantity? Who will buy more quantity and who will stay longer in the market? Who will buy more quantity and who will stay longer in the market able to buy? So you go in the chat box and tell me, is he the one who has used the 5 or the one who has used the 10 as first buying amount? Who will buy more quantity when the market continues to go down? Is he the one who used 10 or the one who used the 5? Wow. My mzee is now very good at this these days. The one who uses 5 as first buying amount. Yes, my mzee, you are bright now. These days, you understand it well. The one who uses 5 will buy more quantity than the one who uses 10, because when market comes down, the one who uses $10 will, his money will get finished here because he has 9 margin calls. But the ones who use 5, the money will be finished here because he has 19 margin calls. Meaning that the more market comes down, the more price is cheap. The more market comes down, the more market becomes more cheaper. The more market comes down, the more price becomes cheapest, meaning that $5 buys quantity, but more $5 buys more quantity, more $5 buys the biggest quantity, meaning that the total amount of quantity bought separately using $5 will be bigger because of the bigger percentage in the negative when the market comes down, meaning that the one who is using $5 will stock more money, more quantity of the commodity, of the asset, than the one who uses a lot of money. So, meaning that the one who has used the $10 will be in floating loss at the 9 margin call, when the one of 19 margin call is not in floating loss. When the market reaches to 19th margin call, this one will start entering the floating loss. But when market goes up, this one will start selling the margin call number 18, this one will wait until market will come up and reaches to 9, so that he starts to come out of floating loss. This one of 5 is making money. Do you understand the logic behind? If yes, type 2. If you understand the logic behind, type 2. And this one will take you to understand the power and the importance of margin call as we learned it last night in Kinyarwanda. The power of margin call. I remember you received, those who speak Kinyarwanda, because all of them maybe here don't speak Kinyarwanda, you received the notes from Leek, who is one of our teachers in our organization. This is very important for everyone to understand how the robot works. Now, we have covered what first buying amount means, and we have covered what margin call limit means. We said the first buying amount is small money you start with from the bigger capital to enter in the market, and you remain with the bigger reserve capital to use with margin call to buy more quantity when market comes down. We have covered this. Now we go to the next. This one is covered. And before I go to the next, I would like to talk about this. When you open this one, the other first buying amount you put there, when the market comes down, robot will be multiplied by 2. It will not be picking 10, it will pick 20. So if you are using double up method, you do another budgeting. But for us, let us close this one. We are using one time to buy. We are using one time to buy. We are not using 2 times. If we want double up, we can even do it in the setting. If you put 1 in setting and you open this one, robot will pick 2. But if you close this one, you can even go in setting and you do double up in setting. So meaning that it can be done in it when you pass through different ways. But we close it and we go to do our own setting. When you open AI margin call this time, you allow the other part inside the robot that will be able to monitor. You have said that if you open it, the setting you have done, robot will also use its own intelligence to enter in the market at the right time, irrespective to what you have done. But when you close this one, what you have done is what will be being done alone. Robot will not apply its intelligence at all. It is what you have done. When it comes and reaches to this, it will buy. When it comes, it will buy. But when you open it, it will go through setting you have done, and it uses its intelligence as well to see if it is the right time to enter. Have you understood this part of AI margin? If you have understood it, type yes. If you have understood it, type yes before I go to the next. If you have understood it, type yes before I go to the next. If you have understood it, type yes before I go to the next. Yes. Thank you so much. I can see students have understood. Now, I'm going to the next. It is better we start few things and we understand them, instead of coming and learn a lot of things and you go when you don't understand them. If you take a week and you have understood everything, you will do proper setting. Even if you're using robot alone, you can trade and you make money. If you use setting alone, as long as you know coin you can select, you can make money. That's why this robot is amazing. Even if you don't have extra knowledge about analysis and whatever, you know to do setting properly, you can make money. I'm going to talk about 2 things here. Sometimes I go and talk about something down before I come to the middle because they have relationship with these ones. And then later I come back to what is here. I will be sorry for that if I do that. That you cannot say, why have you skipped this one and I go there? When it comes to this whole position take profit ratio, it means profit you want. Remember, you are the one who is trading. A robot will not determine the profit you want. You are the one to fix profit you want. If you enter in the market with $100 and you pick 5 as first buying amount and you tell robot to keep buying using 5, if market comes down, you determine how many 19 margin calls you have. You will say, if market goes up, robot, give me 2%. When you say 2% here, you mean the other 4 margin calls alone. The 4 margin calls alone. Why? Because we said that using a martingale strategy, when the market goes up, robot will sell 4 margin calls at the same time. It gives you 2% of all it has bought. And we can calculate and see if I use the $5 as first buying amount plus more 4, 5, 5, 5, 5. First buying amount, it is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It means that when it buys 4 margin calls plus this and market goes up, it will sell total of $20 and it gives you 2% of $20. You will see that profit in your wallet. But when it comes to the margin call number 5, the 4 ones are here, margin call number 5, 6, 7, 8. Robot will sell this one separately, it gives you profit. It sells this one, it gives you profit. It sells this one, it gives you profit. When it comes to margin call number 4, it will go and sell all, it gives you 2%. But here on margin call number 5 and 6, you will set profit which is different from here. You will put another profit. Normally, we put smaller profit than this because in floating loss, when market is going up a little bit, you get small and can give it to you many times. And then this time, you make profit even if you are in floating loss. This is what we call dollar cost averaging. Now, if you have understood this, go in the chat box and type 1. If you have understood this, go in chat box and type 1. If you have understood this, go in chat box and type 1. Wonderful. So it is better that, why did I decide to come and teach this? I want to teach everything from one step to another inside the robot, everything, so that everyone can understand. Now, I have explained the whole position and take profit ratio, that it is a profit you want from 4 margin calls. If you only have 4 margin calls and you don't have any other margin call, you have done budgeting of robot to buy 4 margin calls alone. The other one will not be possible because 4 margin call, it is compulsory that 4 margin calls are sold at the same time. But because we have money that we have planned that we will have 19 margin calls, we will come to 4 margin call, and from 5 to 19, we will do setting of each margin call separately. That robot will be selling each and gives us profit from each. Where do we do that setting? We do that setting from here. Because when you click here, it will start from margin call number 5. You will never see number 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Wapi? Let me give you an example. Let me click there. Do you see? From 5. But remember, here we said it is 19. Let me put it there. If we use 5 to keep buying, when I click there, it will give me 19 margin calls. But it will start from 5th one. The number 1, 2, 3, 4 will not be here because we took 2% on them. But when we come to number 5 up to number 19, we will set another profit because each will be sold separately, and the 4 margin call ones will be sold at once at 2%. If you have understood this, again, go and type OK. Go and type OK. Go and type OK. Do you know why most people left RoyalQ? They didn't want to learn these things. For us, we didn't leave RoyalQ because we took time to learn how it works. And when we do it, it works for us. Those ones who left, They were not business-oriented. They were money-minded because they have scam mindset. This is not scam, my friend. This is a knowledge-based platform where you learn skills, and when you do it properly, it gives you the results according to the market and you enjoy. So now, I was talking about martingale strategy, how 4 margin calls can set the profit of hold position and take profit ratio is working on 4 margin calls. But because we have 19 margin calls, the other remaining margin calls, we don't set them here. We come to set them here on distributed and take profit allocation. That's why I told you, you will forgive me when I come here. I may skip this and this. I come here to explain what has a relationship with this, so that it can be clear for everyone to understand margin call, 19 margin calls in relation to 4 margin calls that are meaningful on this profit ratio. Now, this is done. I want to come on this. Hold position and take profit call back. Now, they have been talking about take profit ratio, and now here they come to take profit call back. What does this mean? Hold position, take profit call back gives me more chance to get profit more than 2. Because for me, if I'm greedy and I can ask myself, why don't I put 10% so that I make more money? The market, you don't control it, and it may come down, and when it goes up, it may reach to 2 and it comes down. When it comes to go to 2, it comes down. To come to, when will it take to reach? How long will it take to reach 10? It may take even 2 months without reaching 10. But when it can be able to reach 2% every day, so I come and put small profit, but I have a chance with this setting that if market goes beyond 2%, I can even get more than, I can even get 90%, even if I have not set it. This is the role of hold position and take profit call back. How does it work? Let me draw it with a demonstration. I think you will understand more. If my entry point is here with first buying amount, and I have predicted that when margin call, when market comes down, robot will be using $5 to buy for me until it reaches 19 times, there is another possibility that market will go up. When market go up, I said I need a profit of 2%. When it goes up to 2% here, when it goes up to 2% here, it also has possibility to go down. It has also possibility to go down negative 2%. Remember, one is negative, the other one is positive. In negative, we buy. When it comes down, robot buys. When it goes up, it sells the ones it has bought. When it came down, it buys. When it goes up, it will sell this one. It gives me 2% of what it has bought here. It takes money, the other 95, it takes 5, it buys. Well, then I remain with 90. When the market goes up, it sells the other $5 plus 2%. It brings back 2% in my wallet. My capital comes back plus 2%. That's how we make profit. So what do I mean here? When the market goes up and it reaches 2%, if I have put 0 here in it, if I have put 0 here in the profit callback, if I have put 0 here in the profit callback, and the market has reached 2%, automatically robot will sell, it gives me 2% because I have put 0 here. But if I put a number above 0, when market goes up and it reaches to 2%, robot will not sell. It will give me chance of getting the other 10% I have not put there. If you remember example I have given. How? For example, I come and I put here 0.1. If I put there 0.1 and the market comes up, okay, let me use green because when market is positive, we use green. We don't use red. Hey, you have to understand the reasons why I'm using red and the reasons why I'm using follow, you know. Market comes and it reaches 2%. When I have put 0.1, when it reaches here, robot will never sell. It will follow that you told me that if it reaches here, I am in a profit already, but don't sell. Let it keep going. When it reaches to 10, the other one I didn't put, I will wait. If the market fails to go up and it makes a slight comeback of negative 0.1, robot will sell here automatically. It will give me 10 minus 0.1. How much profit will I get? In the chat box, let me go and see. 10 minus 0.1. Give me the answer. 10 minus 0.1. 10 minus 0.1. How much is that? How much profit will I make from that? Yes, 9.99. Yes, Nzohabonayo is now getting it well. So I will get, remember, my profit I desire is 2. But because on callback I have put this one, robot will not sell when market reaches here. It will give me a chance to keep, even if it reaches to 100%. When it comes down 0. whatever, what I have put here, robot will sell when market is coming down. I get this profit. I get 2% here, then 10% here. When it comes down a little bit here, all this profit, I will get it above profit ratio. But you may ask yourself, what if market comes and it reaches 2 exactly when I have put 0.1 and market comes down? It will also sell here. When it comes down 0.1 here, it will sell and it gives me that one. This robot is at 0 risk. I'm telling you. But there is another thing which is very important. The opposite of this, in selling, you can decide to put 0 and you get the accurate profit you have put there. Or you may put a number that will not allow robot to sell and you get, when it reaches on resistance line, it comes back, you get profit. In other words, we say in 2 ways. This 0.1 is amount of money you lose when the market comes down. Why do we say you lose it? You should have got 10%, but you get 9.9. You have lost 0.1. If it could reach there automatically and it sells at 10, you could get 10%. But you have lost 0.1 because it comes down. It is a money you lose when the market comes down. But on the other hand, it is a profit, you get above the profit ratio you have set. Because even if you have lost it, the profit you get is bigger than what you desired from the beginning. Do you get the point? So if you get this one, type 8 in the chat box. If you have understood this more, type 8. I know there are some people we have been together even long time ago who did not understand this very well, even if they are trading. But there are new ones who are learning and they understand it more than the ones who have been together. Why? Because most people, they think about where they can get money. Learning is not their biggest concern. But when you understand this very well, you know where profit you get comes from. Even if you have floating loss, you know where that floating loss comes from. If someone helps you today and you are making money, yes, you make money, but you don't know where it comes from. But when you learn like this, you understand where money comes from. Even if you are in floating loss, you know where floating loss comes from. This time, you don't need to hear any voice from anybody who says, what if they close these things? Tomorrow you will get up and you see they have closed them. What those people, whatever they say is useless when you are guided by understanding of what you are doing. So I thank the ones who understand. So I'm about to come to the end of my lesson because I don't want to teach a lot of things. But tomorrow I will come back and I resume from margin configuration. This is where we will learn. But before I go, I want to teach this buy-in callback because it is opposite of this one. When we come back, I will do review of this one in relation to its opposite, because on one side it is buying and on the other side it is selling. Now, let me come on buy-in callback, then I come to the end. Tomorrow, we will come with margin configuration. What does buy-in callback mean? I will use drawings as well to explain more. If you have understood the whole position and take profit callback, it will be easy to understand buy-in callback. We said that whole position and take profit callback, it is amount of profit you can make above the profit ratio you have set. We have set 2%. Let me use the right color. The market is here. And when we are in the profit, we go, of course, with green. You have set 2%, and the market may reach to 10%. If you set 2%, why don't you get 10%? If you put 0 here, forget about 10%, because when market reaches here, robot will sell automatically. But if you put 0.1, think about 10%. You will not get 10% accurately, because when the market reaches to 10% and it has resistance, it doesn't go up. When it comes down a little bit, 0.1, robot will sell from here. And you will make this profit above the profit you wanted, 9.9. This is okay. Then opposite of this, remember, you have your money. When the market comes down, you tell robot to buy. And you said buy when it reaches to 2%. And when you come and buy in callback, you put 0, automatically when it reaches to 2%, it will buy. You get the point? But when you put here 0.1, it is opposite. Robot will not buy. It will wait, it comes back. When it goes up a little bit, 0.1, robot will go and pick another margin call. So when it picks another margin call, and the market keeps going, when it reaches to 2%, when you put it will say, so this means that if this buying callback was not there, market would be coming down and robot buys. If it has high speed, you would see yourself in 100. You would see yourself in 100 floating loss in a short period of time. But because there is a buying callback, if you put it there, it will go up, it buys. Then because it high speed, it will go quick, and when it goes a little bit, it buys. It comes back, so you will see that floating loss will be lowered because of this buying callback. If it was not there, you would be very far. Have you understood this? Have you understood buying callback? If yes, type okay, then I come to the end. Tomorrow we'll come and resume from margin configuration, where we'll see how we instruct robots to pick money according to percentage drop. When market comes down at a certain percentage, robot will go and pick 5. When market comes down again, robot will go and pick 5. That's where we will resume from tomorrow, and we see how robot enters your money in the market according to your instruction. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I had for you. Wamjema Jean-Paul, mentor in Royal Q, and I thank you for your time, and I will keep it here. If you have a question, please, you may ask. And then we come to the end of our call. I will wait 2 minutes. If you have a question, you will raise up, you will unmute yourself, because all of you, you are co-hosts. All of you, you are co-hosts. You can unmute yourself and ask if you have a question. If you don't have a question, please, we can keep it here and we call it a day. So I will give you this lesson shortly because it is on my YouTube channel. And if you subscribe, you will be getting the lessons without even giving them to you. But because all of you are on my platform, I will even copy a link and I share it to you so that you can go it through once again, and I believe with time, you will become good teachers to your teams that you will build. May God bless you all. Have a blessed day.